This will be a spoiler-free review. I know a lot of you are worried that I will spoil this, but, I do a lot of reviews, so good body of work that I won't spoil it for you. I am overjoyed at the success of Squid Game. To catch those of you up who have been living under a rock, Squid Game, if it continues on its trajectory, will become Netflix's most popular global program ever. It is absolutely smashing records, and as it should. It has been an absolute global sensation. It's big in Asia. It's big in Canada. It's big in the United States. It's big everywhere. I watched this show I started watching it the first day it came out. Mainly because I am a fan of Korean cinema, huge fan of Korean cinema, and I am a fan of K-drama. I think that Koreans do revenge and drama just about as well as any filmmakers on the planet. And so for me, I had heard that this show was incredible, and I was not let down. This show is incredible. I think what Korean filmmakers have over anyone else on the planet right now is it does not matter how absurd the premise of their IP is. They commit fully to it, and they make their characters so relatable and so interesting that the events of the show, even in a very uncanny and dramatic and wild show like Squid Game, become secondary to the characters. You are so invested in the characters in this show. Every one of them is so brilliantly flushed out, and you feel like you know these people, you relate to them, you want to see where their stories go. It is really incredible. If you want to watch a literal case study on how to make your audience care about characters, go watch Squid Game. I literally, and I'm going to say this right now, episode 6 of Squid Game might be the best episode of television in the last 5 years. I think it's called Ganbu. It is a literal tour de force. I have never, ever felt emotional catharsis like that in an episode of television ever. Guys, don't worry, there are no spoilers. Every plot line, every moment in episode 6 was so emotionally dense that I sobbed for the duration of the episode. Top to bottom, just sobbing, inconsolable, like ugly crying. And I can't remember the last time that I watched something where not only was I invested in the plot lines of the show, not only was I sobbing because of the plot lines of the show, but I was equally invested in all of the characters, of which there are dozens. Every plot line in Squid Game is engrossing, and every plot line in Squid Game is satisfying. And I don't remember many programs, if any, that have accomplished that. Even shows like Game of Thrones, there are B-side plots where you're just watching a character and you're like, all right, okay, here we go with this guy again. All right, here we go. Here's the B-side plot. It's one of those things where I was like, it didn't even feel like I was shifting from story to story, because every storyline it went to, I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. A lot of the shows you guys are mentioning, The Boys, Ted Lasso, some others that fall into this, The Office, blah, 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 blah. They're American television. The Wire, Succession, they're all within your paradigm. I think Squid Game is enormously important because it is outside your paradigm. Okay? I love The Boys. The Boys is tremendous, but The Boys is hauntingly similar to Invincible. It's very similar to Watchmen. It's kind of like the anti-superhero piece. I promise you, if you are unfamiliar with K-drama, you will feel like you are watching television from another planet when you watch Squid Game, and that is important. It's super important.
Oh, yeah, wow, that's very cool.
And that's why I am so excited for Squid Game, because for a lot of people, Parasite was their first little taste of Korean cinema. And they were like, oh my God, this is so different. The plot structure, the characters, the way that they frame everything, the shots, the acting, this is so different. And for the first time, it got some critical acclaim. Some of the normies started watching it. It's important. And that is what Squid Game will be for Korean television. It's important.
Oh, yeah, wow, that's very cool.
It's important in an era
Streamer sidekick
where Asians are the most criminally underrated minority on American television and in American cinema. It's not a debate. It just is. And even, Marvel's latest effort, I thought it was a great film, but let's be honest, it's a kung fu movie. Does everything Asian need to have martial arts in it? I am just very excited that we can get art into the mainstream that is actual art, and it's from the other side of the globe. And there are a lot of Karens and Toms in middle America who will watch Squid Game, and they will have their very first experience with Korean culture, and it will be a real moment for them. And that is very second to how good this piece is. You guys know me. I do not make exceptions for things that try and sell themselves as cultural pieces, okay? I'm not going to sit here and jam Black Panther down your throat. I'm not going to sit here and jam Crazy Rich Asians down your throat. I don't give a okay? First and foremost, the art needs to be there. The film or the TV show needs to slap. And Squid Game slaps, just like Get Out slapped. And it's important to watch it, not only because of the catharsis you will feel, not only because of everything you will learn about storytelling, but beyond that, you will get this very
that's very cool.
authentic taste of Korean cinema
That's very
that
cool.
I promise you
Poku.
might ignite a passion in you that'll make you go watch Burning. It'll make you go watch The Wailing. It'll make you go watch Old Boy. It'll make you go watch Lady Vengeance. It'll make you go watch The Handmaiden. It'll make you go watch all these projects that are like, sheesh. Yeah, not to mention Parasite. I hope, because the Korean version of this show is so successful, I pray that Netflix just puts their resources into season 2 and we don't get an American version. I don't want an American version. I don't want an adaptation. For fuck's sake, stop doing adaptations. Let people go watch the original version. Okay? That's my prayer. That this is going to be so popular and so many people will watch the original that the American market won't get a knockoff that they go watch and they're like, that was all right. Spike Lee's Old Boy is one of the biggest disappointments I've ever seen. So go watch the original. All right? Go watch the original. Get that raw dope. Get that uncut crack. You know what I mean? Get in there. Feel something. Get to episode 6 and cry your guts out and be thankful that there are artists on this planet who have the ability and the patience and the vision to create something that makes you feel so intensely, reminds you you're alive, takes you out of your four walls even during an era of a goddamn global pandemic, and sets your imagination and your soul free.